Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show and podcast. We are live Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern on Talk4TV, W4WN.com, my YouTube channel. And I want to welcome you all and wish you a happy new year. Happy 2024. And we have Allie in the house. Good morning and Happy New Year, Allie. And today we will be talking about manifesting your dreams in 2024. What is your heart calling you to do? What are the goals and intentions that you have set? Learn how to stay focused and clear any blocks that would stop you from achieving your intentions. Discover what your heart is calling you to do and how you can move towards those dreams to create an inspired and empowered life. Together, let's create a life you love. I'm your host, Nanci Deutsch, licensed clinical social worker, certified hypnotherapist, and intuitive breakthrough expert. I combine my counseling, coaching, and intuitive skills to transform lives. This show is not a replacement for therapy or counseling. It is for educational purposes only. So we're going to talk today. And also, I want you to know that I have questions from the last live show that we did. So I will be answering those questions. And we will also be talking about manifesting your dreams in 2024 and what you can do and how you can do it. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is creating your intentions. And when you're wanting to manifest and create something, the clearer you are, the more easily you can create those intentions. But there's a lot of other stuff behind that. And we're going to talk more about that today. And what I mean by an intention, okay, so I'm going to define intention as opposed to a goal. And the intention that you set is an intention that you plan to do or achieve, an aim or a purpose. And the way that I am distinguishing between an intention, which is your overall purpose and the overall thing that you want to manifest, it's being able to really tune into those intentions, and your goals are the steps that you can take to achieve those intentions. And again, I want to invite any of you that if you have any questions, and we have Misty in the house, and I see that Misty already has a question. Thank you, Misty. Misty's question is, what if you don't reach that intention? Okay, so the most important thing, Misty, is that you are moving towards that intention. Because if it is a big purpose or aim, it may be a bigger thing, and the goal may be to break that up into smaller pieces. So, for example, I'll give you an example from my own life. So, my dream, my intention is to reach more people through my TV show and podcasts and books, I should say, and all the courses. So that's a big intention. And there's no way that I am going to be able to reach all of that intention in 1 year. And so what has happened is every year I break it down into smaller goals, and I piece and work towards that intention and work towards those goals bit by bit, step by step. And so know that you can move towards your intention. It's okay if you don't reach it in a year. Because if it is a big intention towards, let's say, your life purpose or your mission, like mine is to reach, my intention is to reach millions of people. And I have been working steadily towards that and will continue to do so. So just want to let you know that it's okay, that as long as you keep taking the steps, step by step, bit by bit, to move towards the intention. Okay, so we have a question from Country Corners. When can we know those intentions are the ones we can actually make happen? So the way that I would describe the intentions that you would set that you can make happen are the ones that are more connected with your soul. And how do you know they're connected with your soul? If you start, and I'm going to go further into this because I'm going to be talking about what your heart is calling you to do. And I really believe that your heart is your soul speaking to you. And you want to move towards those intentions that your soul is calling you to do. And how do you know? If you have certain intentions, certain things that you can feel in your beingness. Now, since I was a little girl, since I was a teenager, I always felt I wanted to help people. I always felt that I wanted to make a difference on this planet. And as a teenager, and I'm going to share this, it wasn't until I became an adult that I realized I used to have these dreams as a teenager, that I would be speaking and talking about loving each other and working to bring people together in unity. And I love speaking now. Now, there was a time where I was so scared of public speaking, I didn't even know if that would ever happen. But that was a soul, because it was something I dreamed of when I was younger. And now I'm speaking on the show. I speak live. I love speaking no matter what it is, because I love teaching and sharing my wisdom and my knowledge to help you, to help many, to make a difference on this planet. Now that is my soul speaking to me. And so what I want to support you is to ask yourself, what is your heart calling you to do. And the intentions that will manifest into form, and it may not be all in one year again, okay? It's a journey, not a destination, all right? Remember that. It's a journey, not the destination. And, oh, thank you, Misty. Misty says, this show is good for me and I gain from listening in. Thank you so much, Misty. I really appreciate that, because that really makes me feel that I am doing what I came here to do, my purpose. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And so it's listening. See, when you really listen to yourself, and I'm going to support you to take time to listen and to just be quiet. Now, it doesn't have to look like formal meditation. You can meditate. And sometimes you can just be quiet, be still. What I do sometimes, most mornings, because this is what I just love to do. I love my morning time. And during my morning time, my practice, sometimes I meditate officially. And other times I put on my YouTube where I'm watching nature, where they have music and nature. And I like watching and listening and drinking my tea. And it's a time where I'm able to be quieter, be still. And sometimes I just listen for the guidance, the messages that want to come. Sometimes I'm asking the questions. And so the question that I invite you all to ask is simply, what is my heart calling me to do? Or you can actually say heart or soul. Make it so clear to me. What is for my highest good to create this year? And just ask, and I'm going back to questions that came in from last week, the last live show. Somebody asked, how long should we wait for an answer? So when you're asking the question, and sometimes the questions and the answers come right away, you'll get a feeling. Now, I want you to remember that you may not be hearing. Okay, some of you can hear. Like I'm very grateful. The reason why I call myself an intuitive is because I get the information in all the different ways. I see, I hear, I feel, I know. So what I want you to know is that the answers may take as long as they need to take. Because if you are not clear enough for the answer, you may need to do some clearing. And it could be right away, or it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be months, and sometimes, if it's a biggie, it could be years. But I also want you to know that you may get hints, and then you may not be, you may get hints of what that intention or purpose is. And you may get so scared that maybe you put it aside, you doubt it. But it's really the answer. It's really what your heart is saying. And then you're not believing it. And that's where you need to start clearing the clogs. And that was another question that came in. Is there a way to find the clogs in the pipeline? How can we clear the clogs? So in order to hear or feel or sense or know what your heart is calling you to do, you need to clear the clogs. Otherwise, you won't allow yourself to receive the answers. And so what's really important is to allow yourself to tune in, because when I talk about a clog, what I'm talking about, I want you to, I'll give you a visual, all right? This is a visual I use when I'm speaking. If you can imagine that your pipelines to and from the divine, because that's what we are. We are vehicles of the divine, the universe, God, higher power, whatever you want to call it. And your body is like a tuning fork. But what happens is, because of limiting beliefs and emotions, you have these big clogs, these big hairballs. Imagine a big hairball in a pipeline. And that's the limiting belief and emotion that clogs up your pipeline, so you can't hear or feel or sense or know the answer to your questions. And your job is to find ways of clearing. And there's two levels of clearing. There's a clearing of a daily clearing, so that you're in higher energy, and you know that you're in higher energy when you're feeling peace or love or joy or gratitude. Then you know that you're in the energy of your soul, and that's what you want. And for those of you who are listening, you want to be that light. We've talked about the light, that you are that sun shining, this bright light, but then the clouds come in and they hide the light, and those are the clogs. And so you want to clear the clouds of emotions and limiting beliefs, so that you're shining your light for yourself, for your loved ones, and for the world. And I know we got something coming in from Country Corners. So there's a question. We may get a feeling, but should we take time to think before jumping on just anything? So this is what I'm going to support you in doing. Good question. They're all good questions. I love them. I'm so grateful for your questions. Just to let you know, I really appreciate all your questions. And I appreciate you all so much for viewing and listening, tuning in. So when you get a feeling or a sense that your heart is saying, this is something that's calling you, I would suggest that you keep praying and meditating and asking, is this the right action? Now, there's two ways you can handle this, okay? One of the ways is, you may want to take a step towards that and see how it feels. Your feelings are your guideposts, okay? Your feelings are your guideposts. So if you get a feeling, and if one of you would like to share something that you're getting a feeling or sense about that you would like to intend for this year, I would love to share that, and I can talk a little bit more about that if you would like. If you don't, that's fine. But I to make a suggestion. So I'll give you an example. So let's say you have a goal to become healthy, and your feeling is that you've always had this sense that you know it's in you to be healthier, to lose weight, to be in shape and exercise, be toned, to really feel vibrant and alive. Now, if we're talking about health, more than likely you are being guided to move towards something. So you may want to take a little step. So what would one step be that you can take? So a step you could take is to maybe cut down or cut out sugar, or to start eating more vegetables, and to really focus on that. So that's one example. Now, if you're talking about quitting your job, changing your business, starting a whole new thing, and you're not ready to do that, then you may need to take a step. Maybe you want to volunteer in the line of what you're looking to do. See if it feels right. See if it feels like, ooh, I really like this. Or, you know what? I thought this was something that I would really like, but you know what? It's not. And I'm going to answer another question that came in from last live show. Can we ask things like this shiny object is right? Do we ask out loud? How do we hear the answers? Because it's very similar to what we're talking about now. So if you have that shiny object syndrome, and you know that you tend to, and this also could be, you tend to jump on things and then you're like, oh, I think I chased something that I don't even really want. You know yourself. And if you have a sense that you tend to jump in too quickly, then I would support you in slowing down. If you're the kind of person that doesn't jump in at all, okay, so this really depends on you. You're the kind of person that kind of is like, ooh, I'm scared. I don't know if I can do this. Then I would support you in maybe taking a little step, a baby step towards a goal, the intention that you've set. So, and how do you know? Again, the biggest way that we get information is through our feelings. And when you're on the right track, it feels right. It feels like, ooh, this feels good. This is right. Or it may feel like, ooh, you know what? This isn't feeling right anymore. Stop. You're getting guidance all the time. And the guidance comes through your feelings. And now, but here's the other piece that I do want to say. There are times where you have fear, but underneath the fear, you know it's right action, but it feels scary. And that's when courage comes in. It's being able to take the action when you know it's the right thing and you're really scared to do it. And an example of that may be like you have a hard conversation with someone you really love, and you know that you need to do this to speak your truth, and it feels so scary. And to be able to have the courage to do that is a biggie. So those are examples of what I'm talking about. Misty asks, what if you went in too many intentions and stalled out? Okay, so I'm going to support all of you. If you want too many intentions, you will go into overwhelm. Okay, so thank you, Misty, for bringing that up because that's important. Usually I say three max to start. And if three feels like a lot, then start with one. Start with one intention that you want to set for 2024. Now, is it around your health? Is it around your finances? Is it around relationships? What is your intention for 2024? You can set more than one. Like I said, three max. But what happens, see, what Misty said is there were too many intentions and then you stall out. Because what happens is if you have too many intentions, you can go into overwhelm and then you accomplish nothing. So I'm going to really support you, Misty, to break it down and to pick three. One of mine is to finish unfinished business. Okay, thank you, Misty. Okay, so one of your intentions is to finish unfinished business. So what I would support, is it okay, Misty, if we talk more about that and go deeper into it? What I would support you in doing is to make a list. Thank you. To make a list. So the first step for you would be to make a list of all the unfinished business that you feel that you need to complete. And I also want you to know, Misty, that's a really great intention because unfinished business is part of the clogs in the pipeline. When you have stuff that's not complete, it can block the energy and the flow of moving forward. So it's actually really great intention to clear up unfinished business. So to create a list, and she said, and to not take on new things if possible until things get done. Good work. Okay. So make a list of the unfinished business. And I also want to support you into, you got to keep chunking it down. You got to take it step by step, or you can go into overwhelm. Because if you have 10, 20 things on your unfinished business list, there's no way you're going to be able to do it all. So what I'm going to support you in doing is to give yourself to look at the different things on the list. Now, some things may be much quicker to resolve and to finish and clear up than others. And so if there's like quickies, then maybe you want to look at over the next few days to start with the smaller ones. And if there are longer tasks, like clearing the clutter or clearing your house or clearing a room of clutter, you need to break it into smaller tasks, breaking it down. So what I'm talking about is taking your intention, and we have Misty's intention is to finish unfinished business. And then what you want to do is you want to break it down into smaller tasks, little step by steps, baby steps. Okay. Country Corner says, if you have an old list, can you get rid of things that may be too old? Or is that cheating your list? Okay, so what I'm going to support you is if things are too old, if like you're complete and done, let it go. Get it off your list. You don't have to keep it on your list. Check it off. Let it go. Here's the thing. I think the best thing for all of you is to, again, this is tuning into your feelings, is tuning in to how does this feel in your body? Does it feel like I'm done with that? I'm complete. Check it off. Let it go. You don't have to move on. You don't have to do it. But if there's a place in your body where this feels like there's something not complete. I mean, like for an example, is there may be people that you need to make amends to say, I'm sorry. Listen, we're all human and we've all made mistakes. And this is just coming to me. Okay. So I don't know if this is for one or for a few of you or whatever, but we've all made mistakes. We're all human. And every single one of us has people that maybe we've hurt, or that we didn't always do the right thing, or that we maybe said something or ignored or whatever it is. And you feel that you would like to go to them and make amends, then know that I want to support you in doing that. Because energetically, that clears the space. Now, if it's someone that you don't know how to get in touch with, you don't have to do it on a physical level. You can do it on a psychic level. And one of the ways that I do things like that is doing something called the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's a really cool prayer. It's a Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. There's a whole story behind it. I'm not going to get into it now, but I will definitely at some point go deeper into it. But the prayer is, and I'm giving you the 4 lines. It may not be totally right the way that I'm giving, but I'm giving you can change it around to how it feels right. So on the level, like you can imagine the person that you feel that you've hurt. And Country Corners, I said, would that be breaking your word if you said you were going to get it done and you just dump it off the list? It depends. I'll get back to that because I want to continue what I was saying. So you have a person in your mind, and it also can be yourself. It could be a younger self, or it could be a part of you, of something that happened for you. And you say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So you can take those 4 sentences. This is the Ho'oponopono prayer, Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Or you could say, I love you. Thank you. So doing it whatever way you would like can really help you. And before we go on, I also want you to know another way to do clearing and clearing the clogs is working on energetically clearing your energy. And I've created a meditation and a process that will help you to clear your energy, to tune in to what you're hearing or feeling or sensing, what your heart, what your higher self, that higher part of you, your soul is trying to tell you. and allow yourself to hear, feel, sense, or know. And so I created this meditation, and you can download the meditation by going to inspiredandempoweredliving.com/meditation, meditation. This is the name of the show, inspiredandempoweredliving.com/meditation, meditation. And you download the meditation and allow it to help you. Give this to yourself for the new year. It's a powerful meditation. I've heard a lot of people really loving it. So definitely would love to hear. Again, inspiredandempoweredliving.com/meditation. Rebel, if you could put it in the chat, that would be great. Thank you. Thank you. She's posting it on all the different sites so that you can grab that meditation. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So taking those steps, step by step. And if you have a huge thing, then it's breaking that down into smaller steps. So, Misty, what I want to see, if what I said, was that helpful, or are there any other questions that you have about that? And I'm going to get to the question from Country Corners Gazette is, would that be breaking your word if you said you were going to get it done and you just dump it off your list? It depends. Okay. If you said you were going to get it done, but it feels irrelevant. Okay. Misty says it is helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Misty. Okay, cool. If it feels irrelevant now, it just feels like you're complete, you're done, take it off the list. If you feel that you're copping out, if you're trying to escape it, run away from it, keep it on the list, because you are running away from something. Running away is not going to help you clear the energy. It doesn't work, because somewhere in your consciousness, your subconscious mind, that part of you that doesn't forget anything knows. And you'll feel it. You'll know if it feels right to keep it on the list, or because you need to really get this done. Or if it's like, maybe you did it in a different way than you had anticipated, or you feel complete, get it off the list. So, and it's interesting. One of my spiritual teachers talks about how much we clutter our minds and our lives with all the unfinished things. And there are times where it's time to let go of those unfinished things. You don't need them anymore. If it's gnawing at you, if it's like eating at you, it's something that you need to finish. If it's like, all right, done, I feel complete, bye, that's it. Take it off your list. Don't keep it there. It's part of that mind clutter. You want to clear the mind clutter. So that is really important. And so you're going to create the 3 intentions. Now, what I'm going to support you in creating those intentions is you want to create the intentions with I am statements. Those are the most powerful types of intentions. I am creating a healthy body in 2024. And you may need to list what are the steps to start eating better, exercise, and to break the intention into smaller pieces. Those are the goals. So the intention is the overarching thing, and the goals are the smaller steps. That's how I'm distinguishing between them. And so for you to be able to really look at, this is what my heart is calling me to do. I am finishing my book this year. I am taking steps towards my life purpose. So even if you don't know what your life purpose is yet, if you take a baby step, and maybe that baby step would be to research possible things that you would love to do. Maybe the baby step is to volunteer doing something you think you would love, but you're not sure. So really, you want to break it down into baby steps, breaking it down into those smaller steps so that you are moving forward. And it's really important that you break it down, because if you don't, you can easily go into overwhelm. And a step, and you also need to break it down not only into those steps, it may be a daily step, one little task, and it may be a weekly step. And then there may be a monthly step. So it's like really chunking it down so that you are moving forward towards your dreams in 2024. And I really want to support you all in knowing that you all deserve to create and to manifest the intentions and the lives that your inspired and empowered life. You all deserve that. And know that if you have that dream, and in something that keeps coming to you, like you're like, that can't possibly be, but you keep getting this feeling or this sense or this knowing, it's probably your soul calling you to move towards that intention. And perhaps 2024 is the year you take those baby steps to move towards it. No, you can do it. You have it in you. And I'm supporting you all in manifesting your dreams in 2024. And so we're going to continue with this next week, part 2. And know that you can download the meditation to help you to start the year off right. inspiredandempoweredliving.com/meditation. And definitely start using it. And well, like I said, more inspired and empowered living next week, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern on Talk4TV, W4WN.com, my YouTube channel. And also know that you can hear the podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Apple, anytime you want. So if you want to re-listen or review or continue to view, you can. And I really want to support you in knowing an inspired and empowered life is possible for you all. And I wish you all an inspired and empowered day and an inspired and empowered week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye for now.